Monday. It is Monday, November, what are we, 18th today. And just wanted to give an update because I've mentioned this in a lot of my videos, the ongoing saga, so I call it, about the Escape Hybrid I bought, which if you're just checking in, beginning of September, I purchased an Escape Hybrid. It was technically a CPO car with, it only had 5,000 miles on it, but got it for a good deal. And long story short, it just made it back to my driveway and then essentially died. It was a lot of modules, a lot of different parts were thrown at it. They thought it was some kind of inverter, then they thought it was this thing, then they thought it was that thing. They replaced the eCVT modules. They replaced, so the latest update, this is why I'm chiming in here. The latest update is, which does not really make sense to me at all, but is they flew one of the engineers from Ford Hybrid division, the EV and hybrid team, and they're convinced it has to do with an AC module, like an air conditioning module, an air conditioning control module. And number one, I bought the car in the beginning of September. The air conditioning was on, worked totally fine. I know that's not what, the air conditioning wasn't an issue at all. It's hard for me to believe that even if there was a problem with the AC, that the car just would die because of that. I mean, hey, I'm not an engineer, especially, or know anything about how this stuff works, but they told me they're working like crazy to locate one, but basically there's no I guess there's 11 dealers in the country that have them. So there's 11 of them in the entire country. They've reached out to pretty much, well, I think he said 9 of the 11 so far. He's working on reaching out to the other 2. But obviously they're all for, customers' cars that they're working on currently. So there's no ETA on a part, and I told him, look, I was like, respectfully, I appreciate all this, but I'm done with this. I want to officially have you guys buy the car back. So he told me, which with all due respect to them, they tell me a lot of times, we'll call you back, and they never call me back, which is another very frustrating part of this. But they told me that they would reach out, I guess, to Ford directly, and I guess they have a contact on their end, so they would expedite the buyback process, I guess, a little quicker than me trying to call Lemon Law or whatever. So officially, I mean, I haven't signed anything, but I gave dealer official word, like, hey, buy this thing back. We're at 2.5 months on the clock, so I gave them 2.5 months. My wife is due next month. It's kind of a blessing. I'm trying to look at this optimistically. Number one, I've put 7, almost 8,000 miles on their cars. So within itself, that's really nice. I'm given a pretty nice car. As you could see from me sitting in this right now. Been given a couple cars now because I just keep racking up too many miles. I do have to, wife and I have to come to, we really have to, I think she's kind of over this too and told me, just do whatever you want in terms of whatever, but I think we're going to need to sit down, figure out what we're gonna do, because I think it's a little bit of a blessing, to be honest. It has been a major inconvenience and a major hassle. I'm not trying to downplay that at all, but at the end of the day, after this baby shower especially, we realized just how much room we are lacking in vehicles, and we need a bigger vehicle. Not only do we need a bigger vehicle, but after the election, I could more confidently buy an SUV and not have to go either in EV only or plug-in, or like, you know, that kind of route. You know, I don't really have to. I'm not saying I don't worry about mileage, but I'm confident that fuel prices will continue to go down, especially once he gets in office and we start baby drilling. So all that just to kind of say, you know, I'm not sure, because at the end of the day, you know, we're not looking at something, probably not looking at something brand new. I don't want to stretch the budget too much. We're gonna have to pay for daycare before you know it. We're gonna have to pay for, you know, all the stuff that comes with a child. I really can't. We don't want to stretch the budget too much. But it's hard when you're in these cars with new tech. You know, I want to buy something that's like a CPO of something, certified pre-owned with a good warranty. But you know, to me, the first thing that comes to mind is Explorer. But Explorer's tech, you know, the brand new 25s have nice tech, but even the higher trims, like even if you buy like an ST, which would be stretching the budget, but you know, that vertical screen, I don't know, like that vertical screen to me is a lot tackier than this vertical screen. If I spin you around real quick, like to me, that the vertical screen and this edge is far superior. So we have to figure out, you know, it's my car that's the issue, but you know, just kind of thinking about it, I mean, I would obviously love the new car. My wife doesn't really care too much about cars, so, you know, it doesn't matter to her at all. But the reality is that in her Tiguan, we can't keep the stroller in it and the dog bed and take the dog to daycare, or every single time she would have to take the stroller out of her car to transport the dog, essentially. We have basically picture a large stroller and a big dog in the back of a like smaller to maybe mid-size crossover, like not even really fully mid-size crossover, like a smaller crossover. So, you know, we want something that you could essentially keep a stroller in and have room for a larger dog in the back. And so we got to be on the hunt for that. We're driving a few things I would like, but you know, I know she doesn't really care about it, but it might end up being her car, and I might end up taking her car. Her car has 150,000 mile powertrain warranty, like an extended warranty. And she's at 68,000 miles on her car now. So, yeah, she still has a good amount of miles left. And I think that expires not soon, but like I could start racking up some miles, basically. So, all that to kind of just say, you know, to kind of say that's where we're at. I know in her shower she said I was opposed to a minivan. I'm not opposed to a minivan. Initially we did, we're just testing out car seats and testing out our car seat in her car, and which is the Tiguan, and I think the middle seat, which they say is the safest, whatever. I think it's just too hard for her to get the baby out of the middle seat. So I think the baby's gonna end up being at the end, like on one of the outer seats. So originally when I was looking at these SUVs, a lot of them have captain's chairs in the middle, which is kind of like more of a luxury thing, but I was like ruling those out right away because wife was sat on the bench. Now the bench isn't really an issue. So I don't know, all food for thought, but we're going to continue to push on. But that was just the latest 2023 Ford hybrid update, and catch you guys later.